Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. California Senator Scott Wiener, who essentially decriminalized knowingly spreading HIV, now got the governor to sign off on his latest venture, prohibiting schools from alerting parents to their child using different pronouns or gender identities while on campus. California is the first state in the nation to do so. Seeing as these can often be the beginning signs of a child struggling with a severe mental health issue, which could lead to self-harm or suicidal ideation, it's not a stretch for me to say that this will get kids killed. Democrats like Scott Wiener will try and argue that the opposite is true and that outing, as they call it, the child to their parent before they are ready will cause depression and suicide. But this LGBTQ social experiment has been going on for so long at this point that we all know it's a bunch of bunk. And plus, as we've talked about on the show before, there have been efforts in recent years to have minors run away from home with the help of supposed LGBTQ charities or organizations so that they can be rehoused with affirming guardians. Is this latest bill signed by Governor Gavin Newsom part and parcel of that slippery slope? Joining us now to discuss is military defense attorney Davis Yance. Davis, thanks for being here tonight.
Hey, good evening.
Great. So what's your reaction to this new law?
There are so many things, there are so many layers to how we have to react to this evil law that's been passed, but we just have to begin by recognizing what it is, because there's a lot of miscommunication and misinformation out there. You can go to mainstream media headlines today and be very confused about what it is, but make no mistake, this is a decision by Sacramento, California, by extremist legislators and Governor Gavin Newsom to make it illegal for a teacher or any school employee to disclose to a parent that their child is displaying symptoms of a mental illness and that their child is at risk of physical harm and mental harm. That's what this is. And this is a reaction to communities in California, to school districts in California saying, no, we're going to require disclosure to parents when these signs and symptoms of mental illness are being displayed by a child. So that's where this begins. But again, there are so many layers to it. This is an effort by people like Gavin Newsom, like this legislature, this Wiener, to replace parents. They see parents who have traditional American values, traditional biblical Christian values. They see them as a threat and a danger to their agenda. And their agenda is a Marxist agenda designed to destroy the family. But they see these parents as a threat. They see it as child abuse for a parent not to affirm mental illness and not to allow a child to be groomed in the school. That's how dangerous this is. That's how significant it is. This is the first state, but we need to be paying attention to this because this is extremely dangerous for families, for children, and just for common sense and basic American values.
It really is, and I know they always try and tell us that, oh, the slippery slope, don't worry about that. It's a fallacy, it's fake, and yet everywhere I look, it all seems to be leading to the same place, that no, the slippery slope is indeed slippery. It is a slope, and it's very much real. They can't gaslight us out of it, because across this nation and over the last few years especially, we've seen this play out more and more, where if you're a Christian and you want to be a foster parent or you want to become an adoptive parent, a lot of times judges and courts are saying, nope, because of your religious beliefs, you won't be affirming if the child comes out. There are other states where when divorces take place and there's custody battles over a child, that the parent who is more affirming and less Christian or religious, that they get prioritized by the judge over the other parent. Oftentimes some of these laws will say that it's conversion therapy for a parent to reaffirm their child in their biological sex. Think about how crazy that is, that when your little Tommy comes up to you and says, you know, mommy, daddy, I'm really a girl, and you say, no, Tommy, you're a boy, that's conversion therapy. But if you were to go along with Tommy being a girl, that's not conversion therapy. So we've seen this play out time and time again. We could pull all the clips in the world from CNN and MSNBC, like you were saying earlier, of all these left-wing talking heads saying, well, your child basically really isn't even yours. It's the community's, and it's our job to be raising your child. So, I mean, is this law now in California yet another, stake in the back of those who try and say the slippery slope, that's just a fallacy. It's not leading to where you think it is?